Coach, when you're ready to go ahead, and we'll open up to questions.
Yeah, just still looking ahead at Wake Forest, talented team, quarterback's super talented guy. They play well on both sides of the ball, play fast, physical. Going to be a challenge.
Coach, special teams, you made a change. What are your thoughts about going forward? How is that going to be handled?
Yeah, Coach Akey's going to take it over, and he'll be working with the special teams and with some other help from assistant coaches and all that. But yeah, we've decided to handle it that way.
You brought up Wake Forest. Jake Dickert, former Cougar coach. He knows you guys. You know him. What's this matchup like for you guys?
Yeah, I think his teams are well coached, and they play physical. They play hard, a lot like his Washington State team. So we expect them to come in here and play hard and be a challenge.
Coach, halfway through the season, you know, it's kind of a chance to kind of, okay, we've got one half to go. What can we do to get better? And the other factor for me is that, okay, it's an independent season. There's no conference championship to play for. But big picture, Pac-12 2.0 is coming up, and you want to be moving into getting back into conference play in style, winning games, and being impressive because, hey, Boise State, San Diego State, they've got some good teams. Yep. What are your thoughts about keeping everybody engaged and motivated for the big picture, which is, hey, Pac-12?
Yeah, I think finishing strong is the emphasis, and you know, finishing this season out strong and the way we want it to go. And obviously momentum moving forward is a good thing. There's no question.
Scott Barnes issued a statement about the state of the program yesterday, and disappointment, I think, was the word that was used. What does that statement mean to you? And practically, does it change anything? Does it involve you doing anything? What's your feeling on that statement?
Yeah, it is disappointing. I mean, we're 0-6. That's disappointing. That's not where we thought we'd be or anything. What has to change is I think what we saw last 2 weeks, we're in position to win games, and we're not making the plays to win those games. Last week was, we had 3 opportunities at the end of the game to do it. So we got to, you know, we got to keep coaching these guys and put them in positions to be successful, and then we got to go out and make those plays when we have the opportunities.
Coach, you said last week, quote, that you believe that that Coach Christian could finish out the season and that you had the confidence in him to do it. What changed in the past 7 days?
You know, it's been an evaluation of the whole year. I do believe in Coach Christian. He's a good coach, and he's proven that through a long career, and I believe in him. You know, the last 2 weeks we've had short weeks. You know, obviously short week playing on Friday, and then the travel made it a short week, so it wasn't the time to do it then. And then just an evaluation of, okay, we got a finally full week into a bye week. If we're going to do it, this would be the time, and it just continued to be a problem, so we made that decision.
And you said Coach Akey would take it over. Is that Coach Daniel Akey or Rob?
Rob Akey, sorry. Yep.
What's Daniel's function on the staff then?
He's an analyst, and he works and helps with special teams. Yep.
Why was he retained in that situation then if he's also a part of the special
teams
group?
I mean, he wasn't the one making the decisions on what we were doing. He's kind of doing the busy work and making the drawings and help organizing things. He wasn't actually game planning for it.
People have been pretty upset about those 3 calls from the goal line there, the direct snaps with Malik motioning out. I'm curious, what's your defense of those play calls, and what was the scheme analysis there?
So the defense of the play call is Malik can't get under center, so we can't run sneak with him. The defense of the play calling is we got 1 yard to go. We've got more numbers than they do. We should be able to get 1 yard on that play for sure. Like that is our best 1 yard play. So you call your best 1 yard play when you're in those moments. And so that you watch, when you go back and watch the film, like we got more hats, we should win, and we didn't.
You said that after the game, told the Oregonian that you just weren't able to move people at the line of scrimmage in that game. You guys have played, I believe you're closing in on a dozen different offensive line combinations. They've all been the 7 same guys, essentially, when you have 21 on roster. What's led to exclusively playing those 7? Are those really the only guys you can trust in game right now? And you know, you're 6 weeks into the season. Offensive line's been a problem. What hasn't changed?
Yeah, I mean, those are the guys that can play winning football, you know, and where we need to. And then the drop-off from after them is significant to where, you know, playing more than those 7 to this point hasn't been an option.
In Scott's statement, he mentioned, you know, looking at specific things in the program that need to change, the 2 of you together. what specific things are you looking at right now in terms of changing the program?
I mean, in the immediate, it's the finishing of games, and making sure at the same time, okay, who is doing these jobs and what are we asking them to do and can they do it? If we're asking them to do something they physically can't do, then we need to not do those things. So if it's less, then it's got to be less. That's the immediate right now change that can happen that would change the last 2 weeks, which in turn changes a lot about the season and where we're at.
Do you feel like the resources are in place for this program to build a long-term future out of the difficulty of this season? Because as you know, as a head coach, there's more than just, focusing on game to game to deal with the recruiting. You have the resources necessary to find players in the transfer portal. I mean, do you feel like they're there, and what would you say to people in the Oregon State community who are concerned that that might not be the case right now?
Yeah, as far as the recruiting part of it, just talking with all the commits, they've been good and solid with us. They decided to come here for reasons other than wins and losses. So that hasn't hurt, the guys that we've had. We've lost one because, Big Ten team came in, but that's part of it. That happens. But as far as that part of it and the interest, that hasn't waned just because of the season. As far as the resources and moving forward, I feel good about where we're at. Want to continue to grow in that area. There's no question, so we can go out and do the things that we want to do from a personnel standpoint when you have to fill immediate holes. But I feel confident that we'll get there.
And how do you sell people to invest in the program and to continue to try to build on that when things have gone the way that they've gone and there has been these sort of cultural shifts that you guys are undergoing?
Yeah, I very simple. Just the way I look at it is when things are going wrong or not going the way you want them, you need more. That's when you need to pour into stuff. So I guess that's what I'd say. Backing away and removing yourself from it isn't going to better the situation. If we all want to get through this, I'm talking everyone, we got to put more into it.
And there has been reporting in recent weeks about issues on the recruiting trail involving players that might want to take a visit elsewhere to other schools who may be committed to the program. That at that point you guys are choosing to cut ties with those type of recruits, including some local players.
Yeah, that was completely false. Yeah.
That was false.
What happened was, and I know the one you're talking about, which I can't go into directly, the reason we moved the other way was because of a decommitment, not wanting to trip somewhere else. It was a decommitment. And so we brought in another guy at his position to fill the decommitment.
Okay, so the reporting around that in general is false.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Looking on the football side, a lot of success on Saturday throwing the ball to the middle of the field. Was that a scheme thing on their end, or is that just the relationship and the chemistry that's growing between Malik and the receivers? Just a lot of success doing that. Why was that such a huge part of the plan on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, it always goes into who you're playing and what they do and trying to attack what they do. And so it lent to that with who we played, for sure.
Coach, with the way the college athletic landscape is changing, with NIL and players, players can actually be paid. Do you feel from a coaching perspective you guys are getting the right return on your investment? And if it's not at the level that you're looking for, how do you get it to where you the right return for your investment?
Yeah, I think, it's not a unique problem to Oregon State. It might be magnified just because we're not in the 30 million level, right, which a guy doesn't play and you're doing that, it's fine. Our return on investment this year has been much better than it was a year ago. Is it perfect and everyone that, is getting something contributing the way that we hope they would? No. And so, again, it goes back to evaluation. And then also while they're here, we got to continue to get them to, be motivated. Sometimes you lose motivation when you are handed stuff. That's something in college football across the country right now.
And then from a defensive standpoint, against Houston, it seems that you guys, you gave up an explosive play. You didn't let it kill you. Appalachian State felt like a little bit of a different story where they had a couple explosive plays that ended up turning into touchdowns. As you look to Wake Forest, how do you look to limit explosive plays from the defensive side, especially in the secondary? And if you can't limit, how do you make sure it doesn't kill you on the scoreboard?
Yeah, so early in the game, we gave up the two long balls, and then rebounded because you watch the second half, right? They've only get 100 yards the whole half, and so I think they did rebound from that. But we got to do a better job early in the game because that's when we were of being on our sound in what we're doing. Especially, okay, if we're playing press, we're at the line of scrimmage, we have to win at the line of scrimmage. When you miss and then you get behind, and that's what happened to him, now he's got, advantage on you. And to me, it wasn't so much, okay, they're going to catch a deep ball. It was now get the guy on the ground, which the first drive we did, and we held them to 3 points. The second time they threw the deep ball, right, we don't get the guy on the ground. He runs down to the 4-yard line. Well, now the percentage of them scoring a touchdown is, in the 90%. So that to me was more the issue than, the ball being caught on a deep ball.
Coach, going back to some of the staff changes, have you made any other changes to staff in terms of maybe game day operation, play calling, things of that nature?
No.
Coach Gundy told us on last Tuesday that that you guys really believe that Hankerson will be a better back if he doesn't have to carry the ball 30 times a game. We saw what that can look like with Cornell against Houston. He got 4 carries this week. What goes into that? And, if you're going to say that, why isn't it occurring on
Yeah,
Saturdays?
that is something that I addressed with those guys after the game yesterday. We need to play Cornell more and take less off Anthony, especially since Anthony's beat up. And so he should have definitely got more play.
What's Hank dealing with?
Ankle.
In regards to Malik's hand, you say he can't go under center. It's kind of a big piece of your guys' offense. If that's the case, why is he active in the game if it's limiting what you guys is on the play call sheet?
Well, he can take it from gun, which is about probably 85-90% of our offense. And then, when we do want to do stuff under center like we did against Appalachian State, we put Jabari in. And doing more with Jabari is what we want to do anyway because Jabari is a very talented quarterback. So it kind of lent to that. And then just doing more with Jabari, period, I think will help us.
You guys have obviously made a very large financial investment into Malik. Have you considered a quarterback change?
No, we haven't. We believe in Malik. Obviously last week there were some plays that, were disappointing to see because they impacted the game quite a bit. But that's our job to keep getting him better. He obviously has the talent. He threw for a ton of yards and made plays throughout the whole game. In those crucial moments is where we got to get him to make those plays that he's been making all game.
Halfway through the season now, we still haven't seen Exodus Ayers in a game. Do you anticipate having him play at all this year?
I'm hoping, but I'm not sure. That's kind of out of my hands.
Can you go into any more detail?
I can't, no.
Coach, you've seen a lot of good wide receivers in your day as a player and a coach. Trent Walker, his performance Saturday, his performance this season, seems to be a really tough guy as well. He got hit hard a couple of times. Hey, his status, is he okay? But number 2, just your thoughts about Trent as a performer on the field for you.
Yeah, to me, Trent's everything you want in this program, from a leadership standpoint, a work ethic standpoint, the way he plays. He's been playing beat up as well. He's tough. He continues to go out and compete. He makes the plays that you need him to make. You look for your star players to show up in big moments, and he does. So he's kind of the epitome of what we want in this program.
Coach, when you have this type of start, I know week in, week out, you've always said that the chemistry has always been pretty solid in the locker room. After a loss like the one on Saturday, is the chemistry still strong? Is the mindset still strong with the team? Have you noticed any change in the way the players are feeling, whether it's game planning or with each other, or any change in player mindset?
I mean, I won't lie, the game hurt us. I mean, you could see that in the players because that was one we expected to win, had multiple opportunities to win and didn't. So won't even, try to lie about that. But getting with them yesterday, they've been resilient all year long in the way that they've bounced back from not getting the results they want. And so I saw that again yesterday and look to see that the rest of the season. I think because we got guys that want to compete, and that's the great thing about college athletics and athletics in general, right? Every week is a great opportunity to go out and compete because we all got larger goals too. So you're not only competing for, the team goals, but your individual goals and what you want to do in this game.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
All right, thank you.